They called me a miscellaneous guest. Just a filler, invisible among polished smiles and sparkling champagne. Nobody knew I had saved lives that year, negotiated the safety of world leaders, or seen threats before they ever materialized. Tonight, at my cousin's wedding, that invisibility was about to shatter. I remember stepping into the hotel ballroom, the chandeliers scattering light like shattered diamonds across the polished floor. The scent of roses, perfume, and anticipation hung thick in the air. My cousin, Lila, was the kind of woman whose life looked like a glossy magazine spread, married to a rising investment mogul, surrounded by people whose names I'd never care to remember. Aunt Margaret appeared beside me, champagne flute in hand, eyes sharp. "You're here alone, right?" I nodded, tired from a 3-day marathon at the United Nations, coordinating security for an international summit. "Yes. Alone." She smiled tightly, leaning close. "Good. Table 14. Near the bar. Between us, don't take this personally, we had to fill seats. People cancelled. You understand? Table 14. The corner of the ballroom. The miscellaneous table." The official footnote of the reception. Mom arrived next, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "Darling, you've got to look presentable. Lila hired photographers." I smiled, pulling back gently. "I'm fine. You look tired. When was your last vacation?" I sighed. Explaining my life had never gone well. "Mom. I coordinate security for diplomats. I've briefed heads of state, managed protection details for summits, advised on threat assessments for sensitive negotiations." Her eyes glazed over. "So, like a bodyguard?" "Close enough." I stopped. Uncle Thomas appeared, clapping my shoulder. "Still doing that security thing?" "Honest work." "Good for you." Lila swept past in her gown, sparkling like sunlight on water. "Sky, you made it. Sorry about the seating. Important guests everywhere, we couldn't accommodate everyone properly." I knew exactly why I was tucked away in the corner. Lila's life had been a ladder, each rung a social achievement. Table 14 was for the obligatory family, the necessary filler. I nodded and smiled, then my phone buzzed. Ambassador Chen. "Running late. Security traffic. See you soon." I blinked. He was a diplomat I'd coordinated security for 4 times, most recently during high-stakes negotiations in Geneva. My family had no idea. No one had any clue what I did. Mom leaned in. "Which diplomat?" "Just someone important," I said lightly, though my heart raced. The ballroom glittered around me as I found my table. The miscellaneous table. Brandon's college buddy, still raw from a breakup. A retired neighbor. A confused couple. 2 of Lila's co-workers. "At least we were near the bar," one muttered. Then Ambassador Chen arrived. Small, perfectly tailored tuxedo, commanding the room without raising his voice. Heads turned. Conversations paused. My uncle gawked. My mother stiffened. Lila froze, and then he saw me. His face lit up. He excused himself from the head table and crossed the ballroom. Every eye followed him. "Sky," he said, arms wide. "There you are. I was beginning to think someone had misled me on your table assignment." I laughed nervously. "Ambassador, thank you for coming." "Miscellaneous guests? Really?" His eyes swept the table. The room went quiet. He guided me aside. "I need you for a moment. There's someone you should meet." The entire ballroom watched as I followed him to the head of the room. Lila's smile froze. Brandon's confusion mirrored hers. "This is Sky Morrison," Ambassador Chen said to the assembled VIPs. "She's one of the finest security consultants in diplomatic operations. Saved my life twice. Brilliant, brilliant strategist." Mom gasped. You do more than security guards?" "Far more," he said warmly. "She coordinates security for summits, advises governments, manages threat assessments for visiting dignitaries. She runs her own international firm with a team of analysts. She is the reason there were 0 incidents at the Munich summit last year. Lila's face went pale. Table 14. The miscellaneous table. She had put me there. You put her with strangers? Ambassador Chen's voice sharpened. Without asking what she actually does? Silenced at my phone buzzed again. German foreign minister. Wants to discuss Munich security protocols. You're coming to the diplomatic table, Chen said. Not leaving you in the corner. The room followed as I walked to the head table. Introductions erupted. Politicians, diplomats, executives, all people who knew exactly who I was. My family stayed seated, stunned, Lila whispered, shaking. Sky. I had no idea. Why didn't you say something? I did, I said. You just weren't listening. Too busy being impressed by your own wedding. Dinner became secondary. Diplomats sought my advice. Executives requested consultations. My world, the one that mattered, was finally visible. Ambassador Chen left with a nod. You handled that well. Not everyone can maintain composure when their family finally realizes who they've been ignoring. I returned to the table for a moment. The night had transformed. Lila's perfect wedding now revolved around the person she had underestimated. The miscellaneous guest had become indispensable. That I left at 11, phone buzzing with urgent messages, Geneva summit preparations, new client requests, German foreign minister follow-ups. Family could wait. The world needed protecting first, and maybe, when I returned, they would finally see me, not as the filler, not as the overlooked cousin, but as Sky Morrison, the one who no one noticed until it was too late to ignore.